Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a movie review of the movie Shang-Chi. This is not going to be a normal movie review. Normally I give some particulars about the movie and go on about my business. You know, give a standout, that kind of thing. I want to say this is not going to be one of those, because this movie, we just saw it the other day. My son wanted to see it, so we had no way of actually getting it, so we bought the DVD and we watched it at home. It's a good movie. I'm not going to say it's not. First off, I really want to say how much I enjoyed watching this movie. I'm a huge fan of the 60s and 70s martial arts movies. I was a huge Bruce Lee fan. I still am. I loved USA Channel's Saturday morning Kung Fu Theater. A lot of great Chinese and Japanese movies of the time, and man, I loved them. They were great. To me, this felt like, to me, it felt like one of those movies with a much bigger special effects budget, because it had a lot of mysticism and magic and like that in there. As a standalone movie, I thought this movie was brilliant. It's really, really good. It's well worth the price of admission. Now, at this point, I'm going to issue a spoiler alert, because there's a lot about this movie that I didn't like, and I want to, if you're going to watch the movie, stop watching this video right now if you don't want spoilers, because there's a lot of spoilers in here, and I couldn't figure out a way to do it without putting spoilers in, so I'm going to give you a spoiler alert, okay? So if you're going to continue watching it, be prepared. Spoilers. Here we go. This movie is a great standalone martial arts movie. The problem is, it's not a standalone martial arts movie. This movie is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And when taken in that context, this movie was somewhat less than stellar. The woke agenda was very evident in this movie. Shang-Chi, who's supposedly one of the most preeminent martial artists in the world, every female in the movie was better than him. There's a number of them that could have easily kicked his ass. One of them actually did. Every female in this movie is better than him. Every cliche, I'm going to go through a list of problems here. Okay, every cliche imaginable was in this movie. Shang-Chi's father was a harsh taskmaster who forced him to train in the torturous fighting form of cliche fu. His sister was not able to train with the boys, so she taught herself the fighting form of better than Jiu-Jitsu. Credit for my son who came up with those names. And she actually in the movie says she trained herself to be better than the boys. Scaffolding apparently in 21st century China, 20 stories up, was literally made of bamboo, and of course it splintered and broke. I can't imagine that being the way they actually do work on buildings in China. If they're using bamboo, they're way behind, and I don't believe that. I believe they stereotype that, as it were. The immortal Ben Kingsley in this movie was the comic relief. The primary bad guy was bipolar. He was a bipolar Chinese man who didn't know the origin of the word Mandarin. Mandarins were ancient Chinese rulers. Mandarin oranges were named after the Mandarin rulers. The primary bad guy was 4,000 years old and did not know that. Evidently he was busy. I don't know. The integral MCU character Wong in this movie was shown to be tutoring, get this, the Abomination. Tutoring the Abomination, a bad guy, in fighting. Teaching him how to punch and, control his punches and that kind of thing. And then, of course, for some absolutely inane reason, he became a frat boy Wong, singing Hotel California karaoke. The only good thing about that was Hotel California is my absolute favorite song. The old one, not the conga version. I think that was stupid, but yes, they had Wong singing karaoke. I didn't make the movie. Don't blame me. I don't know why it is, but there were no Hispanic or black people as the primary characters in this movie. I don't know why. It may have had something to do with the Chinese market. Disney was trying to get the Chinese market. I don't know. I'm not even going to go there. It's none of my business. But I did notice that. Finally, the producer obviously wanted to distance themselves from the disastrous Netflix depiction of the character Iron Fist. And check out my video on I've talked about that, about how bad it was. Leftist destruction of TV series or whatever. The Iron Fist, the movie, the TV series depiction of Iron Fist on Netflix was, oh my god, horrendous. Just go watch the video, you'll see what I mean. At any rate, here's the big spoiler here. My son came up with this, and I thought it was cute, so I wrote it down as best I could remember it. My son is awesome. He's 14. The group had to find the mystic village people who were the lost tribe of leaf benders in the magical land of not Kunlun, who hate trees and run the Asian version of Hogwarts, while being protected by not the dragon from Neverending Story. Lots of cliches in this movie. Oh my god, a lot of them. One of the main problems I had about this was the study necessary for a woman. In one day, with 1 day of practice, the female comedic sidekick, who I really like, by the way, became an archery master. And a shout out to Wakanda with the Black Panther movies. Instead of vibranium, these people use dragon scales, but it's basically the same thing, because Wakanda. Yeah, lots of stereotypes and cliches in this movie. And please understand, I really did enjoy this movie as a standalone martial arts movie. It was really, really good. It has magic. It's got mythical creatures. It was really good. I enjoyed that part of it. I'm a huge comic book fan, and I do tend to nitpick, so bear with me on that. One of the best parts was the fact that the woke agenda did take a huge hit. The character Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson, has a cameo in this, and as I understand it, fans have complained relentlessly about her constant, conceit, narcissism, anyway, whatever you want to call it. Her appearance in this movie was contrite and very, toned down, for lack of a better word. She was much more like the Captain Marvel from the comic books. And that was great. I enjoyed that part. Anything that takes Brie Larson down a peg, I'm good with. As for the movie itself, again, I highly recommend that you see it. It is a great comedy. It's a lot of good comedic parts. The female comedic sidekick is brilliant. I believe her name is Aquafina, but don't quote me. The other standout that I want to point out is Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley is such a talented and well-known, well-respected, serious actor, and a few people realize how really great a comedic actor he can be. And in this movie, he was brilliant. He was funny. He did everything he was supposed to do. He was brilliant. He was funny. He played the part well. My makeshift sunscreen has just fallen. So I'm gonna call it there. At any rate, if you get a chance to see it, the movie is Shang-Chi, and we got it on DVD, and it's well worth the watch. Just keep in mind, if you're a Marvel fan like me, a comic book fan like me, there's going to be some problems. But as far as the movie goes, it's good. So, you folks have a good day. God bless one and all.